Oh, you can stay, cat. And I invite you to use the Ujjayi whisper sound as you connect to breathing in, breathing out, a little more slowly, consciously than you were before. Couple more breaths in silence. Use any of your tools to allow your breath to become more free, more spacious, to help your mind stay with your breath. If you're not in a sitting position, make your way up to your seat. We'll be moving into a side bend twist series. You can sit any way you'd like. Some of you, if you'd like to sit in knee pile, cross your right knee on top of your left, one knee stacking on the other. Feet active. You can also keep the left leg straight if half knee pile is more appropriate as your first pose of the class. Seated side bend. Fingertips reach out to the sides. Inhale to sit up tall. Exhale, walk your left hand out to the side. Plant your palm down. Draw the elbow in towards you. Reach right arm out to the right. Fingertips heading towards the earth. Neck release. Hang head to left shoulder. Relaxing neck, jaw, muscles around your eyes. And feel for just the right spot and right side of neck. You might choose to move your arm or change the angle of your chin to find one sweet spot to settle on and focus your breath into that spot. Use your exhales to start to drain the tension from that area. Inhale. Exhale, everyone look down over left shoulder. Let your head fall in that direction. Make sure your head stays lined up over shoulder. It doesn't start to round you forward. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, drop your chin, your face. And reach through the right hand, press off left to bring your spine back up. Chin rolls down to your chest as the rest of your spine stacks. Neck is so relaxed that your head hangs off it. Bring a palm to your forehead, cradling head and hand, lift it back on top of your spine. And twist to your right, left hand, right knee. Gaze any direction. If looking over right shoulder feels like a sweet stretch for your neck, you can do that. If it feels like it's creating tension, you can feel your shoulders starting to rise, then keep your chin right over center of chest. And feel for length of spine down from your rooted tail. Breathe all the way up the spine, out to the crown of the head. And then keep that length if you choose to spiral on the exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, drop chin to chest. And some of you, the weight of your head will draw you forward into a forward fold. If your body comes pretty far forward, really activate at the feet. Press the sides of the feet down, reach your tailbone back. Squeeze around your sitting bones and your low belly. Anchoring at your tail so your spine can hang off it. Now, some of you are just letting the head go and noticing how you can feel that traction all the way down back of body into your pelvis. Send your breath to the tight areas. Those of you pretty forward folded, see if you can soften the shoulders back away, even though gravity's probably pulling them forward. And then breathe your chest forward towards your chin. One more breath. One more exhale to release the neck. And keep the neck very released. Tail down, belly in to pull your spine up. Palm to forehead. Again, practice putting head back on spine without using neck. And change the cross of your legs. Fingertips out to the side. Inhale, squeeze shoulders up to ears. One shoulder probably feels pretty different. Exhale, drag shoulders down. Walk right hand out to the side until you're almost tipping off left hip. Then plant palm. Drag the elbow in towards you, almost like you're pulling your mat towards you. That'll pull shoulder blade down, and as you press elbow forward, lift your heart up. Hang head. Left arm reaches out away from the head and neck, feeling for just the right spot on this side. The side of the neck might feel completely different. So use your breath like gentle palpating fingers. Notice if you find a space that responds to the touch of your breath. And then stay with that spot. Lubricate it with your inhale. Drain it with your exhale. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, tuck your chin down into your right collarbones, changing the angle of head, neck. Let your head fall in that direction. Heart still lifted, shoulders back. Now engage down at your roots. Squeeze around sit bones, low belly to pull spine up. Roll chin to chest, heavy, heavy head. And then use your other hand to put your head back on your spine. Twist to your left, right hand, left knee. Not grinding around in this early twist, but using it to feel the sense of spiraling from your rooted tail. Loop your breath up that spiral through belly, through heart, through throat, right through your brain, and off your spacious skull. Head any position that allows that sensation. Exhale, come back to center, and once again, drop chin down to chest. Maybe bowing simply only head, being curious about how much the weight of your head impacts what you're feeling everywhere else. Or maybe forward folding. breathing with curiosity, investigation. Head and neck stay relaxed. Reach back through your tail, pull your belly in to restack your spine, and then take your hand. Lovingly cup your forehead with your palm and put your head back up. Change the cross of your legs or come into Baddha Konasana. Three rounds of Uddiyana. We'll take a big breath in. Blow out our candles. Hold your breath out to draw the belly in. You have to soften the belly to get it in and to scoop your abdominal muscles up into your rib cage. Flare your ribs. Holding your breath out. And when you need to breathe in, relax belly. Everyone's familiar with Uddiyana? I'll let you take your 3 rounds on your own, holding out as long as you can. And then get into any comfortable seat. If you're comfortable, no need to change. And take a couple more breaths in silence and stillness. Just feeling what you feel. Maybe pulling up the memory of how you felt when you first started sitting and breathing. And noticing what you feel now. All right, one last breathing exercise. This is to prepare us for our abdominal work. Place hands on the sides of your ribs. Again, make sure you're sitting comfortably. Change at any time. You can even be lying down for this part, so we're going there next. In Yoga Tune-Up, Jill Miller refers to this as tubularizing the core. So that's what we're going to do here. When you breathe in, I want you to feel your ribs, the lowest ribs, move out into your hands. And when you breathe out, the ribs knit in towards each other and start to disappear into the belly. Tubularizing, sides of the waist might firm up. Inhale, the ribs open. And exhale, use your abdominals, your obliques and intercostals to squeeze in a little bit more than normal. Take a few more breaths like that, just getting the sensation of the muscles that are creating this action. You might feel how the back ribs are also involved, those of you who have mobile rib cages. And although I hate to enforce the image of the corset, transversus abdominis, one of your abdominal muscles, does create exactly that action that we're doing here, cinching everything into center. Very stabilizing action. So once you've got a sense of being able to stabilize, see if you can hold that in, switch your hands, stick your fingers like right in front of your armpits, those muscles there where your upper ribs are, and feel as if you could breathe, or do you not feel as if, actually breathe into this part of your lungs, expanding ribs, chest, and upper back. And then exhale to soften while you stay tubularized in the lower area. As best you can. If this ends up choking off your breath altogether, you'll just let go, come back to your breath, and start again. All right, let all that go for a second while you transition down onto your back. For this abdominal exercise, we may have done this last week. I've done it in a couple classes, but I can't remember if I did it with you guys. Chair position, balancing an imaginary block on your shins. So shins are parallel to the earth and will stay there for the whole series. Active feet, maybe not required, but I'm a big fan of active feet at all times, including, as my one teacher used to say, active feet even when you're doing the dishes. Knees and hips, knees and heels will stay together. So right now may be okay, but when we start to move, if it hurts to keep your knees together, like hurts your low back, burning in the inner thighs, that's okay. That's part of your core. But hurting low back, keep your knees separated and maybe put something between your shins so your legs work as one unit, because the stronger leg will always bully the other leg. If you don't have something to put between your shins, you'll pretend. Imaginary blocks all over the place. All right, tubularize your core. Take a breath in, and you'll keep your spine fairly neutral as you breathe out. Squeeze the ribs in and relax the arms alongside your body. Arms will stay heavy and relaxed. Keep your core tubularized. Breathe up into your heart. Exhale, start to draw small circles with your knees, tracing the circle on the ceiling, real tiny to begin, without dropping your imaginary block that's on your shins, and breathing. Now again, if you can keep knees and heels together, keep everything squeezed in. If your circles smooth out, they might start to get bigger and bigger, till eventually you'll feel your hips starting to wag on the mat. Let that happen. Now don't strain your neck to see the camera. You can just listen, but those you can see, your hips will start to do this action on the mat, using these muscles to create your circles. So it doesn't matter how big or how small, start to find some ease in that movement. Reconnect those low ribs digging back into your waist. And take 2 more circles in this direction. Relax jaw, separate teeth. Next time knees come to center, take a breath and exhale, reverse your circles. Imaginary block is still on the shins. If this hurts low back, smaller movements. Little achiness down in the hips. Well, that's good. We're starting to strengthen muscles that stabilize our low back. A little burning in the waist. Perfect. The good kind of burn. All right, 2 more circles in this direction. And hug your knees into your chest. Some of you like to tuck your nose up into your knees, tuck your chin in, that's fine. Pull your belly in some more. Hands down, feet on the floor for just a moment, pressing down with your feet so you can shift your hips over to the right side of your mat towards your right hand. Then pick your knees up, roll into fetal curve on left side, and then open right arm behind you into a twist. If you need to have your block between shins and twist, or under knee and twist, we'll just be here for about 3 breaths, but that is too long to stay in pain. Support yourself. Right arm comes back across the body into fetal curve. Roll yourself over onto your right side. Actually, visit center. Pause in the center. Recenter your hips. Take a breath. Let nervous settle into your, center settle into your nervous system. Then scoot your hips to the left. Pick your knees up. Roll to your right side. And then open left arm behind you into twist. Of course, any arm or knee modifications. So these parts that we were using during our abdominal exercise, we're wringing those muscles out by relaxing into the twist. All right, left arm comes across the body, come back onto your back. Happy baby. You can stay in happy baby and rock out if this feels like it's settling low back, tailbone untucking towards the earth. Some of you, Supta Baddha Konasana, bringing the soles of the feet together over your face. That'll curl the tailbone up a little bit, pull your belly in, and if it's right for you to tuck your chin in and curl your head up towards your feet, you can do that. If it's right for you to start to rock and roll from shoulders to tails, up and down length of spine. Make sure you're not on too hard a floor. Pull your belly in to smooth out the ride. And maybe eventually you rock yourself up and over to all fours. Those of you who are not rock and rolling today, either for your physical protection or just for your energy, crawl onto your side and crawl to all fours. Dolphin Prelude. Wrap your hands around your upper arms. Interlace hands in front of you. Keep the elbows exactly where they lined up underneath your shoulders. Leave your hips high as you lean back to rest head on the ground. It's fine if you need to walk your knees back or out to the side a little bit to accommodate your lengthening spine, tailbone back. Neck is relaxed with head on the earth. Hands can lift off the earth without moving the elbows any wider than they set up. Knuckles point to ceiling. Fists are soft though. Feel for your chest sinking down towards the ground, which will put some compression on the neck. If you need to decompress your neck, reach back through your tailbone, scoop your belly button in and up, and see if that helps lengthen the weight off your neck. And again, honoring your body, honoring your energy. Maybe you're in a place you want to stay and continue to breathe. You're starting to get a little sense of movement, vibration up the back of the heart. That's precious. Stay with it. Or if you want to bring it up into dolphin, keep your neck relaxed as you shift your weight forward to come so head comes off mat. Remeasure the elbow distance. Wrap hands around upper arms because elbows will keep trying to sneak out to the sides. Either clasp your hands in front of you, or those of you who have healthy shoulders and are working for strength, palms down, hands will stay separated exactly as wide as the elbows, middle finger straight ahead. Wrists are flat, soft on the earth. Push the ground away to lift out of shoulders, hang your head, and again, leave the hips high as you lean back, dangling your head, your ears between your triceps. Push the ground away so you're turning on the shoulders and stretching them. If you want to add a little more weight to the posture, you tuck your toes and straighten your knees. As always, we're using this as shoulder warm up. So if you're pushing into pain because your shoulders aren't ready, back out. Find the edge of sensation of stretch, of heat production, and give that breath. All right, those of you who have knees up can set your knees back down on the earth. Embryo. If child's pose is safe for your knees, sit back on your heels and let your hands come back by your feet so your shoulders can droop. If child's pose is not a great pose for your knees, then maybe you crawl out onto your belly and rest. twisting lunge. Neck relax as you press back up to all fours. Step your right foot forward into lunge. Left elbow, right thigh. Feel your right hip tucking down a little bit. Almost like when we do back traction, you press your right hip down. Feel for that action, sitting bone down. And then press your elbow into your thigh to breathe your chest up. Good. Lunge. Exhale, hands down. We'll start in low lunge. Some of you will scoot your left knee back. Take the time to pad your knee. I'm teaching a lot more lunges from home than I was in studio. I just realized it's because I have carpeted floors and thick yoga mat. Please take care of your knees. Come onto your fingertips, drop your tail down, breathe your heart forward. You might start with your right knee lined up over ankle, and if you have any knee injury, you're going to make sure your knee does not come any more forward than that. But those of you with the healthy knees, as your hips get heavy and your knee might come forward, as long as there's no pain, activate the foot, lift and spread your toes, and press the ball of the foot down. Half splits. Shift your weight back for your hamstring stretch. Runner's lunge. Bend your right knee, tuck your back toes, straighten the back leg. Hands possibly on either side of ground, either side of front foot on the ground. You can put your blocks there. If you must put your hands to the inside of right knee, that's fine. Feel for your right hip pulling back underneath you though. Strong straight back leg, scoop your low belly up. Feel for the stretch in the back thigh. Exhale, downward facing dog. Twisting lunge, step left foot forward, back knee down. Right elbow, left thigh. And I didn't say it on side one, but I think you guys know. Of course, you can take the modification with right hand on floor or block as your first twist. If you're feeling any tweakiness in low back. Low lunge, hands frame the front foot. You might scooch back, knee back. Breathe your heart forward, lengthening, drop your tail straight down, scoop your belly up, press both feet into the ground, lift and spread toes of left foot, and even spread the toes of the back foot to steer your right thigh underneath you. Active feet all the time. Half splits. Exhale, stretch into your hamstring stretch. If you need to get off back knee, that's okay. You might come onto back foot or sit down, that's fine. Runner's lunge. Bend your left knee, tuck your back toes. And your hips might rise as you straighten your right leg all the way, and that's fine. Use that to lengthen your spine out over the middle, your left inner thigh. Here I recommend facing floor, but you can turn your eyeballs forward. Yeah. So your neck stays as an extension of your spine. Forward fold, step right foot up to left, fold over your legs. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, Samastitihi. Standing Ardha Chandrasana. Inhale, arms up. Catch your left wrist. Oh, I'm going to get a little shorter so you can see my hands. If this is okay on shoulder, turn your palm out, thumb forward, and then side bend to your right. Rest your head on right shoulder. Anchor both feet down, especially the big toe side of the foot, the mound of the big toe, the inner heel, and then feel for scooping arches up. If you have, as your feet wake up, you might feel how that lifted the arches. You feel right up into your heart. And breathe your heart up. Inhale, center. Change the other hand. Hold the right wrist. Turn your thumb forward as long as there's zero shoulder pain, and then stretch to your left. Release the bind. Sit back in your chair. Utkatasana, arms forward, bend your knees. Close the car door with your butt, stick it way out. Pull your belly in. Lower your chest down a little bit lower. Take a breath. Little twist. Exhale, right arm back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, left arm back. Inhale, forward. Once again to each side. Sit back a little more. Breathe in. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Knees haven't moved. Exhale. Inhale, arms forward or up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, Samastitihi. Another round of standing Ardha Chandrasana. Inhale, arms up, catch left wrist. This time, turn the palm in, thumb behind you, or even the palm facing behind you, wrapping the shoulders. See my elbows pointing forward, shoulder blade coming around the side body. Stretch over to your right. Now you might feel that side body stretch closer to your hip. Press left foot down, tail down, scoop your belly up. Head and neck relaxed. Inhale, center. Change hands. If wrapping the shoulder creates zero pain, turn your palm behind you. And exhale, stretch it over to the left. Rest head on left arm. Inhale, center. Soft fists come down to the back of your pelvis. Make sure your feet are parallel or even a little pigeon-toed. Press your sacrum down. Inhale, telescope your rib cage up. Exhale, roll the shoulders back. Squeeze the elbows back. Keep breathing your chest up. Get taller with each inhale. Soften the shoulders back on the exhales. Some of you, as your shoulders go back, you'll start to go backwards in the upper spine as long as you don't feel that crunch in low back. If your upper spine goes back, you can let your head go back with it. Otherwise, keep your chin actively tucked so there's no strain in neck. 2 more breaths. Fill up the front of your chest with your inhale. Feel for softness around jaw with exhale. Push your feet down. Lengthen tail down. Breathe the ribs up. Good. If your head's back, it's the last piece to come up. Breathe your heart forward. Press your tail down. Sit in your chair. Stick your butt out behind you, arms forward or up. Pull your belly in and up. Inhale, lengthen the side ribs up off your hips. Maybe the arms go back a little more. And exhale, forward fold. Full sun or half sun. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, chaturanga or forward fold. Inhale, half lift or up dog. Exhale, fold or down dog. Down dog, step or jump forward. Come back into your low chair. Bend your knees, sit back, arms forward, chest real close to thighs. Bring your hands into prayer. Guide your sternum forward with your thumbs as you breathe in, lengthen. Exhale, turn to your right. Some of you, your elbow will touch one of your knees, maybe left elbow, left knee is enough. Those of you hooking left elbow to right knee might step your feet together and squeeze your knees together. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Back into your low chair. Inhale, tails back, heart forward. Shift your weight back so much you can clearly see your feet in front of your knees. Hands to heart. Inhale. Exhale, twist to your left. And again, your twist might be tiny. You might not be trying to hook any elbows. That's fine. Feel for drawing right hip back behind you. Yep. And press with right elbow if it's hooked to telescope ribcage forward. Exhale, forward fold. Half sun or full sun. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, chaturanga or forward fold. Inhale, half lift or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Warrior two, right foot forward. Relax your arms down. Let's do this stretch. Bring right arm, straight right arm behind you. Left hand catches your right forearm. So this variation, different from our archer prep. We'll keep the right arm straight. Use the left arm to start to drag the arm behind you so you feel the stretch through the top of the shoulder and top of the shoulder blade. Then roll the right shoulder open. Feel for your collarbones broadening. Breathe into them. Exhale, sink down a little more. Connect to your strong legs by pushing feet into mat. Drop the tail down. Reverse warrior with neck release. Relax the arms. Leave left forearm across your sacrum if that's okay for shoulder. Reach right hand towards right knee. Hang your head to the left. The rest of the spine might also follow. Then feel for the neck release. Right side neck and shoulder as you reach through the right fingertips. Just like an opening pose, direct your breath into right side neck. Exhale, relax your jaw. Nice, you guys. Extended warrior variation. Right forearm comes to thigh. Go slow because your neck might be very released. Left arm can start behind back. Good. Left arm might stay behind back as you wind left shoulder open, or some of you wrapping your shoulder, bring hand to heart. Inhale, heart up into hand. Exhale, reach your hand forward past your face. So when you extend your left arm, your elbows pointing same direction as face if possible. If your right hand wants to work its way down to ankle, block, or ground, you have 3 more breaths. Runner's lunge. Hands come down to frame the front foot, spin off the back heel. Twisting warrior variation, left hand stays on the ground, right arm to sky, or any arm position that lets that shoulder continue to unwind, including wrapping behind back, or keeping right palm pressing off the right thigh. Okay. Exhale, lower down to your belly. Boats with shoulder shrugs. Lying on your belly, arms alongside body. Let's keep the hands and feet down for this series. Backs of hands are on the earth. Legs are squeezing an invisible block between your ankles. So I don't care if your legs are together, they actually might be quite wide, but turn them on. Hug them towards each other, reach them back into the floor. Inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale, roll the shoulders back. Keep the chin slightly tucked in so your neck is still part of lengthening spine. As you breathe in, fill the back of your lungs so much that your shoulders droop down, your upper back gets wide. Exhale, hug the shoulders in towards each other and down towards your tail. Reach your tail back towards your strong feet. Inhale, open upper back. You can let your head hang if that does not hurt your back. Exhale, squeeze shoulder blades together. Reach your tail back, reach your legs back. Hands gently press into earth. One more time. Breathe in. Breathe out and squeeze. Stay like that. Put your palms down underneath shoulders or by your ribs. Pull the mat toward you. A little extra back traction. Pull out of low back. Pin your pelvis down. Breathe into your open collarbones. Exhale. Rest or down dog. Warrior 2, left foot forward. Supraspinatus stretch. Left arm behind your back. Right hand catches left forearm or wrist or elbow. To stretch your left arm behind you straight and draw it down. So the whole top of the shoulder starts to drop down. Roll the head of the left shoulder back. Breathe both collarbones wide. Inhale, lift the ribs up off the hips, the heart up. Good. Exhale, release your hand. Keep left forearm behind your back. Nope, right forearm's behind your back. Left hand reaches to left knee. Hang your head to right shoulder. Reverse warrior spine with neck release. Left fingertips reaching down towards the left knee until you feel just the right stretch in left side of neck. Let your head start to fall off that stretch. It won't actually fall off. You can let go a little bit more with each exhale if you're scared. Extended warrior. We'll start with right arm behind back, left forearm to thigh. Ground your sacrum down, your tailbone down. Roll the right shoulder, chest open. Option, right hand to heart. Breathe in. Exhale, extend right arm. And then if you want to move into other variations, keep exhaling as you go lower. As you go deeper, so externally, nothing has to change, but maybe each exhale, you feel somewhere a little different in your hip that you've not explored before, or in the extension of the right body, or in your connection to earth, and connection to your own brain with your relaxed neck. All right, runner's lunge, frame the left foot. You can lift your hips real high as you transition. Lower down onto your belly. Boat interlace. Reach your legs back. Start with your elbows bent and see if you can press your palms together. Bring the heels of the hands together. That will actually protect your wrists as you start to reach your knuckles back, and the lengthening arms might lift your chest up with almost no effort, except from your huge breath. If that hurts your wrists, of course, you can use a strap, pull on a strap between your hands instead. One more breath. Exhale, lower down. Either rest here or complete your vinyasa, up dog, or just down dog, or cat cow. Warrior one, right foot forward. Relax your arms down. Bring right arm across your chest. Left hand underneath the right arm to squeeze it into your chest. Right arm can relax. Roll the right shoulder away from your ear and maybe even hang the head to the left a little bit if you're benefiting from this unwinding of the shoulder's neck. Nice, Donna. And maybe this is just the stretch you need, feeling the back of the shoulder and upper back opening to your breath, and you stay here. Or maybe you continue to thread the left arm underneath for eagle. Option neck release, resting your forehead down on your biceps. Deep lunge hip opener. Exhale, unwind your arms. Bring your hands down to the inside of right foot. Come onto your back toes. Left leg will slide back. I'm going to recommend the knee down variation, but of course, especially if you're protecting your knees, you can keep back leg straight. Or if you're just feeling into the hip flexor stretch of back leg, you choose that variation. Some of you will lower elbows to earth. And I'll offer a few more, but I really want you to feel into your own variation. I'll leave it up to you whether you keep the right knee hugged in, or maybe you want to drop right knee open today. Just make sure your foot position supports your knee and targets the stretch into your hip. No knee pain. Unmute if you have questions. Good. Pyramid. Press back up to your hands if you came down. Walk the right foot back to center between your hands. Step your left foot forward just a little bit, about 2.5 feet behind the right foot for your hamstring stretch. Hands on blocks are a great idea. Or a couple of you who might not need your hands, maybe you inhale your chest forward, hands to waist, and then come into either reverse prayer or make soft fists, touch them against each other, and roll the shoulders back as you fold. Those of you not using your hands to support your legs, activate your feet, spread your toes, press the ball mound of right foot into the mat. Make sure you feel very stable around your knee, especially if it's straight. All right, release your hands back to the ground. You might not pressing it small of back if your shoulders are iffy. And find your way back to down dog or cat cow, etc. Find your breath. Warrior one, left foot forward. looking for a spinatus stretch. I didn't even do that on purpose. Left arm across your chest. Right hand hugs the left arm in. Intention of compressing, massaging these muscles, these lymph glands that tend to get neglected or covered up. And then opening back of shoulder, back of heart to your inhale breath. Roll the left shoulder down. If you want to hang head to right, if that's effective for you, that's fine. And maybe you're getting just the stretch you need here. You stay here, or wind right arm under for any variation of eagle, double bind, or single bind, the huggy variation. And those of you who are getting that nourishment to your brain through your relaxed neck might relax your head here. Your legs are strong. They'll hold you up. They may wobble while they figure out how to do that. Let them learn. You breathe. Deep lunge. Exhale, arms to the ground, inside left foot. Probably moving back into the variation you chose on side one. But then again, as you set up nice and slow and full of breath, you might feel this hip so different that it's asking for a different variation. As you send breath into hip and feel, you start to see that the external pose, there's no such thing as levels, modifications. They're just different external expressions of your internal experience. Pyramid, Parshvattanasana. Ease back up onto your hands for your hamstring stretch. And stepping the right foot slightly forward, kind of like triangle footprint, but your hips are squared towards left leg. And maybe you're doing the same thing you did on side one, but then again, maybe this leg needs more support and your hands have to stay on ground or blocks. But if you can, come into any shoulder opening mudras, including, I didn't say this before, but interlacing hands behind back is fine as long as you're pulling the shoulders open. And soften the left knee, push your hands into, or push your feet into the earth as you release your hands. Next place we're heading is to sitting. So if you want one more vinyasa or to stretch back in down dog, take your time. Seated spinal twist. And again, I'm going to give you guys a lot of space to make choices. We're going to twist to the right. What I had in mind was half lotus with option to bind either foot or just hold on to shirt. And then maybe even adding a neck release, hang your head to the right shoulder. But if you're feeling more of a knee up expression of your spinal twist, turn up your breath, especially if you started thinking. Start by heading towards cross-legged and half lotus, and then feel if your body takes you somewhere else. We've done a lot of work opening up those channels between the body and the literal brain with our breath. somewhere between the conditioning of the body and the information in the brain is a deep wisdom and an intuition. Feel into that space. All right, those of you who have right arm bound behind your back might press right hand against smaller back as you untwist and unwind. And then I recommend taking the same shape on side 2. But if you're working with any injuries in knees or shoulders, you will adjust the shape to create healing in that space, no pain. Yeah, some of you guys are letting your heads go a lot. Heads are heavy. Root down through your tail, pull your low belly in. If the rest of the shape distorts, that's okay. It's just a shape, as long as it doesn't hurt. All right, plug your tail down. Press left arm against small of back if it's bound. And come on down to your back. If you have a way you can set up your Shavasana upside down, I think after the work we've done, that would be a great idea. That means there's a way to put your legs on a chair or a wall or a bed or a couch. If you don't have any of that handy, Shavasana technically is an inversion. Everything in the same plane, flushing through. So you won't miss out. And as always, you might choose to stay as you are. Otherwise, take a deep breath. Bend your knees in towards your chest. And roll off to one side. You might press feet into your wall if you're too close. And to ease your way up to sitting. We'll sit with palms pressed, thumbs against heart. And from this place, bow to each other. Namaste.